Alright, this is Album versus Album, Volume 6. Y'all already see the title, so y'all know what it is. And y'all probably shocked. Like, whoa, man, I never thought of that one. Hey, it's a lot of comparisons, a lot of albums. You're going to see a lot of things that you thought about, a lot of things you might not have thought about. You know, and when they come in, there's no set order. So just enjoy them. And please try to watch the video before you start commenting. People be like, yeah, but you got such and such. I mean, we talked about that in the video. So, and oh yeah, the Tupac, people gotta understand, there's Tupac fans, and then there's people who treat Tupac as a religion. They are obsessed with Tupac, and they just they can't process information. Their brain can't even hear what you're saying. You can be like, yeah, I love that album, but I think that other album was better than that. Are you crazy? It's Tupac! It's Pac! All eyes on me! Don't, my distance is around. Are you crazy? It's Tupac! I'd be like, yeah, I know. Tupac album, that album's great. What do you mean you hate Pac? I said, what? Their brain cells cannot process any information. They are dangerous. But I'm glad you loving it. Follow the playlist, and we'll keep putting them out there. As long as I see the people still loving it, we'll keep doing them. Now we got a situation where what was we doing? Drizzy Drake, the first album. Everybody's first album. Kanye West, College Dropout. Or Drake's Thank Me Later. Woof. Great comparison of albums. First off, these were two projects that a lot of pressure was applied to. Kanye West, who really had no pressure at first because people was like, oh, well, he can't rap. You know, he's just a beat maker. He don't rap. So if his album flopped, it flopped. But him going through the car accident, and he did Through the Wire, all these songs was old. He had all these songs done already. Jesus Walks, all this stuff was in the bag. He had already done these songs. But he had to push and drive to keep it, to get his album out and get his budget done. So what he did Through the Wire, and recorded that while his mouth was wired shut. That became the promotion for the album. It became the single. It became everything. What the album was: hard work, his tears, his joy, his pain, all of it, all in one. So you can feel and people related to it because of the car accident. That was the marketing for Kanye's album. But what happened is it went to a whole nother spectrum. Because every song that came out, or at least on that album, was basically a hit. I mean, even the songs that were like filler songs, people started loving them. The Workout, the song with Kweli, Keep 'Em High, Spaceship. Oh my God. The album is crazy. Crazy versatile. And hip hop. All together in one. So, I mean, what else can I tell you about that album? Now, Drake, going into Drake project, was different. There was a lot of pressure on Drake based on the fact that Drake came out with Best I Ever Had. And Best I Ever Had ended up having to be put on on a mixtape first, because it was a mixtape song. They had to put a barcode on it so they could start getting some money off of the song. So everybody was anticipating Drake. Drake was doing all this writing for like Wayne and everyone else around him. That his lead album, you know, all the songs he was doing was like for Soulja Boy and all these other people in the game. He had to come out with his own project. So they were like, when are we gonna get a Drake album? We got all these Drake mixtapes. When are we gonna get a Drake album? So in June of 2010, the wait was over. The Drake album was coming. And everybody was like, we want to see what he's gonna bring. But of course they had Best I Ever Had on the album. Find Your Love was another hit. It had more structure than Kanye's album. Kanye album had songs on there that was like 7 minutes too long. You know, just everybody jumping on there, and it was cool. He had Jay-Z to back him up. This wasn't a lot of features on Thank Me Later. It was mostly Drake being Drake, having a chance to express himself. The Alicia Keys, the Fireworks song ended up blowing up, but the lead single, Over, is what did it. They needed that song to jump out and be that one to set it off, and it couldn't be the best I ever had. And Kanye was such a fan, you know, Drake is such a fan of Kanye West. That's why I compared the albums, because that was the album he used, College Dropout, as his motivation when he was making this album, Thank Me Later. So while working side by side, Kanye West directed the video for Best I Ever Had. And, you know, it's just, he wanted to have that feel when Kanye West was in the gym, you know, with the mascot outfit on, you know, like that was Drake's motivation. Kanye was speaking to him in that crowd, in that genre of the nerdy kid who stayed in the room and made beats and played on the computer. He was your rapper. You know, like Childish Gambino. You know, Kanye is their catalyst to make music. So to compare this to that album, it makes sense. She fancy, y'all. She fancy. Fancy was, you know, Show Me a Good Time. I could have played that 1,000 times. It's more dance-oriented album, more universal appeal. But Kanye record album sold more because it's hip-hop. One, it was a different time, but all the songs had samples from great classic songs that remind you of something. All Kanye songs on that album reminded you of a song you heard before, and you don't know where it come from. But you know you used to like it, and that's all you know. Like, man, that sample. Well, you don't know where it comes from, and you're like, man, that song's a monster. Get up, I get down, down. And Kanye's so creative with hooks, and it's like the beats talking to him. And I don't know. If I had to pick, I'm going to pick Kanye College Dropout. Only because I think it set a precedence and it was hip-hop to the core. Where I think Thank Me Later is more of a contemporary, universal album that could be played not just here, everywhere. And people will feel it. Even though Kanye's album is close to doing the same thing, it touched on a lot of different subjects. I mean, Jesus Walks, that song alone, just every time the album died down or slowed down, the next single came out and it was back being a monster. So that album alone put Kanye on a pedestal of like he might be a genius at creating the work he does. So hats off to both artists. You know, but Kanye has more replay appeal. You listen to Thank Me Later, it's not too many songs I really go back to on Thank Me Later. And if it comes on, it'd be like, that's cool. But I could listen to College Dropout right now. You know, no matter what the year is, you know, those songs are still relevant. Why Fireworks and Show Me a Good Time and Fancy. Even though that's cool, you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. It's nothing that sticks. So y'all tell me which album y'all thought was better. And